showed you how detectives for MCSO failed to investigate hundreds of sex crime cases, some involving children as young as 3 years old.
Well, tonight, a new layer to all of this. ABC 15 investigator Christina Boomer uncovers how one employee didn't just fail to investigate, she cleared cases which made them appear to be solved.
They had the courage to come forward and say someone molested them. Dozens of young children in El Mirage. Many said they knew their attackers. But according to an audit obtained by the ABC 15 investigators, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office Special Victims Unit did not investigate their cases. The city said 51 cases were handled by MCSO. After the police chief there complained, MCSO launched an internal affairs investigation. We now know MCSO reopened more than 500 cases countywide, and as many as 400 were lacking an investigative effort. The sex crime unit was described as a rat's nest.
It's not that they didn't do a thorough investigation. It appears that they didn't investigate these crimes at all. That, to me, is a miscarriage of justice.
Cassia Spahn is a criminologist at ASU who is currently researching how law enforcement clears sexual assault cases. We showed her the documents, and this page right here caught her attention. An MCSO lieutenant says the sergeant in charge at the time, Kim Seagraves, exceptionally cleared many of the cases. Law enforcement can clear or close a case in two ways, by arrest or by exceptional means. The FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program outlines the 4 specific criteria needed to justify using an exceptional clearance of a case. MCSO tells us they do follow these guidelines. They include gathering enough evidence to charge someone, but there has to be a major reason why they can't arrest the person, like the suspect has died or is in jail for something else.
It would be something that is not used with any degree of frequency.
One employee told investigators that Seagraves used the exceptional clearance to simply lessen the caseload for her unit. He also stated that many of the cases that were exceptionally cleared were the ones that needed to be worked or just hadn't been worked.
If, in fact, the sergeant in charge of the Special Victims Unit ordered detectives to simply exceptionally clear cases, that clearly was an abuse of power.
And the FBI tells me they group cleared by arrest in the same category as cleared by exception. Spahn says that means Seagraves' actions would make it appear as if they solved many of the cases they never even investigated.
How big of a deal is this?
It's a huge deal in terms of justice for victims, in terms of protecting society from individuals who commit these kinds of crimes.
We checked Seagraves' personnel file. She was never disciplined. In a written statement, MCSO did confirm no one has been held accountable to date. During the time Seagraves ran the unit, her boss wrote in her employee performance appraisal that she was doing an outstanding job and that her work product is very thorough and complete. A handwritten note adds, "Well done, Kim. You've done top-flight work this year in spite of some very negative issues." She was promoted from sergeant to lieutenant in 2008. A year later, she received the Chief's Award for Outstanding Service.
Where's the accountability?
Elizabeth Divletson of the Arizona Coalition Against Domestic Violence also read through these documents and says she was both saddened and disappointed.
A thought for the detectives is just to remember why they do this work, to protect the public.
MCSO closed the internal affairs investigation into their Special Victims Unit in the spring of 2009, then reopened it in September of 2010. It's been 8 months, and according to their written statement, they are still reviewing the matter. They tell me Lieutenant Seagraves cannot comment due to that investigation. Meantime, the sheriff did decline our request for an on-camera interview. Christina Boomer, ABC 15 News.